Mike the Witch! Welcome to CaFae Latte.
Oh, thank God. I heard something about you getting kidnapped?
Ugh, yes, that was dreadfully embarrassing, but it didn't last more than an hour, and Cyrus is really coming into his own with emergency planning and extraction. Hey, boss, what if we mixed Red Bull and Eldritch blood together and we put that in the coffee machine instead of water and filtered that through the coffee beans? That sounds vile.
Yeah, it does. Make it and pour me a cup, assuming I don't get cursed into oblivion here.
Why on earth would I curse you?
Well, okay, those two witches who kidnapped you, they were originally part of my coven. We're the ones who taught them the basics of magic. We ultimately had to kick them out because they were toxic. Nancy more so than Lindsay, but Lindsay always stayed with and covered for her sister, and being a bystander is just as bad as the act itself in my book. We warned the other covens about them too, but I didn't think to warn you, and I am so sorry.
That is not your fault. You are not responsible for the actions of others, and you did everything necessary to protect your coven and community. None of us expected them to have that kind of audacity.
Yeah, I figured they'd do something stupid, but not that much.
And if you feel like you must take responsibility for the actions of two ex-protégés, then you should also take responsibility for the actions of your current protégé, whose good luck charm saved Cyrus from being shot, and who also broke the fairy circle keeping me caged.
I knew she had potential. And my kid adores her. The last get-together was kid-friendly, and the two of them did some coloring with the crayons and paper my wife brought.
Oh, wow, that tastes awful. But I can hear colors.
Pour me a small. What are we calling that, $4, $5?
Sure.
Where is Nicole anyway?
Finally on a proper first date with Jennifer Charles.
This dragon skull has teeth the size of me. I wonder if it swallowed you. You could kill it from the inside? What's the play? Oh no, its internal temperature was 500 degrees. And the ice dragons are negative 500 degrees Celsius. Oh, hey, Nicole, they got some samples of the different scales of dragons that you can touch. Ooh, and dragon fur for the eastern ones. Fuzzy. You think there's some of this in the gift shop? Pretty sure that little patch is worth more than your life. Hey, Mr. Curator, we're Bob's friends. Do you have more of those dragon bone teeth and jewelry? They were very pretty. And do they actually have magical properties? Hey, there's more of that fuzzy stuff back here. Never mind, I just need a blanket of that. Well, that will be $8 million. First date discount? No. I tried.
Welcome to CaFae Latte. Ryan, was it?
Hey, you remember. That is impressive. I am awful with names.
Having a fairy know your name usually elicits a much more terrified reaction. I will take a dark coffee, ma'am, please. Small? Well, a human small. Goblin large.
JC mentioned you give military discounts?
Protector of the realm, yes. They did not mention that you served.
I have not. I am not nearly that badass. But my buddy does.
Tadarius Corps, Goblin Branch, 10 years next week. Well, thank you for your service. But the Dwarven Branch is tougher. Bitch, please. I don't want to have to kick your ass and make the very nice fairy lady clean it off of her floors. What's your strategy? Try to blind me with glittering gemstones? That would be my brother's strategy, since he's a jeweler. And yes, we give him shit for working the most stereotypically goblin job ever.
It's true. I work with his brother and a bunch of other goblins at the jeweler's. It's the biggest running joke in the company.
Honestly, same. While I served my time in the Tenarius, 50 years of service, by the way. My son joined the Stonemaces and Carvers Guild, and you can bet your ass we've been teasing him about it ever since. Hey, sorry, I couldn't help but overhear. I'm a doctor, but my sister owns a landscaping business. The amount of times that everyone, including me, teases her for being a literal garden gnome, and she's got a dwarf working for her too, but they always call him a gnome. Oh, that's just racist. Yeah, everyone knows that goblins are shitty jewelers, dwarves are shitty carvers, and gnomes are shitty gardeners. Very different. I thought the difference was that we were apparently Jewish? Wait, I thought that was goblins. We've both been used in the humans books. I never got why. Is it because human Jews are supposed to have really big eyes? No idea. Humans make really weird connections and stereotypes sometimes that are so specific, and then at the same time they go, well, I can't tell the difference between 3 totally different species that all have unique cultures. In their slight defense, the 3 of us are genetically similar enough that experts are fairly sure we descended from the same species. Well, we're not the same species anymore. I gotta confess here, it took me ages to learn the difference between you 3. Mostly because all 3 of you live underground, so I just didn't get the exposure. Bah, you humans, the sunlight boils your brains.
That would certainly explain a lot. One coffee?
Hey, don't give the sun credit for our stupidity, alright? We don't need any help with that. Also, hot chocolate, please, and one of JC's sugar cookies. Please and thank you. Put the change in the tip jar that just magically appeared on the counter. How odd. He's right. We can't blame the sun for people acting dumb, because that wouldn't explain the dwarves. In my professional medical opinion, that is likely caused by having rocks for brains.
Oh, you boys remind me of my husband every time he goes to a veteran reunion. Subterranean people have a very irreverent love and respect for each other that is quite similar to soldiers.
Exactly. Although I am a woman.
Oh, I'm so sorry, darling. The beard, it always throws me off. I love the little braid that you have in there, though.
Quickest way to make friends with the dwarf, compliment the beard. And the quickest way to get them to punch you in the face is to insult the beard. I speak from experience.
As do I. Ryan, here is your surplus of sugar. Next.
Morning, JC. How was your geeky first date? Really fun. Very geeky, and we're going on a second date next week.
Nice. I'm really happy for you, and if you ever have sex in this cafe, I'm dumping ice water over both of you.
Dude! Not cool.
Them's the rules, boss. It's true. No sexual acts or anything more intense than light kissing on the premises, or I sick Cyrus on you.
Oh, fine.
Oh, hey, welcome to you!
Hi.
Easy. Let's hear her out first.
Where were you even hiding that? Jean jackets have all kinds of secrets. Sorry, I didn't mean to bother you. I'm just asking for a little clarification on that curse you gave me and my sister.
Yes?
So, we're each supposed to help 7 different people for a total of 14, or we'll be cursed with bad luck and everyone will know that we kidnapped you and fumbled it for the rest of our lives. Does that mean if one person helps 7, or even all 14, but the other one doesn't, we're both still cursed?
You 2 worked together to entrap me. You can work together to undo the damage.
Any chance I could ask you to change that so I don't have to rely on my sister to do her part? So, after you cursed us, Nancy tried to do everything to break the curse with all the magic she knows. None of it worked. I figured that we should play by the rules, and I started volunteering at a homeless shelter and food shelf. They didn't want me there at first, thanks to your curse already letting them know that we were bad news, but I explained the situation and the stipulation, and they let me volunteer on probation. I figured that was a good place to start, and I was right. I've actually made some friends with a few of the regulars. Most of them have criminal records, so they've done some shady stuff too that's dogged them, and we've all connected over that. We bonded over that. One of them was up for a job interview recently, and she didn't have a good outfit, so I just gave her one of my old ones because we're roughly the same size, and I also made her a good luck charm and enchanted it. And she landed the job. And then this purple mark appeared on my arm right here. I assume that's the curse's way of telling me 1 down, 6 to go?
Correct.
Well, I was really excited and I immediately told Nancy, and she started screaming at me about how I'm giving in and letting you win and on and on and on. And I realized she's not going to do anything to actually fix this or make up for her mistakes. So I moved out, I blocked her number, and I'm going no contact. It's kind of scary, a lot heartbreaking. I've had about 3 mental breakdowns in as many days, but it's something that I have to do. But I can't do that if I'm tethered to her.
You still acted of your own volition to harm me, so you are still cursed. But, as of right now, consider yourself untethered to your sister. You're no longer relying on each other to end it. You just focus on helping 6 more people, and then you will be uncursed.
Thank you. And, for what it's worth, I'm sorry we kidnapped you. I really did not think that it would go that far. I thought that the worst that Nancy would do is scare you a little. That doesn't excuse any of it, but yeah, sorry.
You'll get forgiveness when you've gotten rid of your curse. Good luck. Why are you looking at me like that?
Aren't you gonna crack a joke to break the mood?
No! Hey, I'm here to pick up a DoorDash order. Yeah, buddy, here you go. All 4 drinks are in the carrier with straws, and you also have a bag of treats.
Great. Laters.
Well, they take far too big of a share of our profits, but I must admit it's very convenient.
You upped the prices online to compensate for that, right?
Of course. If our customers don't want to come in here to pick it up, then they can pay the extra 15%.
CaFae Latte, how can I help you?
I'm sorry, you're saying you're missing half of your DoorDash order? You only got the drinks. You've contacted the Dasher, and he said that he only received the drinks from us? What? Oh, that is bullshit. Bullshit. You saw me. I gave him the whole order, including the bag of treats. You heard that? I apologize for my employee's language, but he is right. He did give the Dasher your order in its entirety. I saw it myself.
Okay, well, normally I would have no idea who to believe in this scenario, but I'm a regular, I know you're a fairy, and that you're magically/physically incapable of lying, so that makes this easy.
And I'm very vexed at the idea of someone accusing me of lying to save their own skins. If you contact the company, they ought to give you a refund, and you tell me if they don't.
Yeah, sure, I will. Sorry you had to deal with that.
Oh, I'm not the one who's going to be sorry. Cyrus, help me pull up the record of today's Dashers. Someone is getting cursed to only speak truth for a year. Yes, I love the liar curse.
Hey, boss? I think we have a problem.
Of what variety?
The 2 college students at 2 o'clock. Their arguing's gotten steadily worse and loud. I think it's going to bother the other customers.
I think you're right.
Well, we can't do this project if you refuse to even look at the facts.
These aren't facts, though. They're liberal biases.
They're literally first-hand accounts written over 100 years ago.
If I could interrupt. Your discussion is getting a little out of hand, and it's disturbing my other guests.
Sorry, we're working on a history project for class that's due in a week. It's causing some stress.
We should just pick another topic.
We've tried doing that, but every time we do, you keep saying, these aren't facts, or this isn't a real issue.
'Cause they're not.
If I may ask, what is this project supposed to be about? Colonialism's effect on the world, which is an inherently negative thing.
That is not true. Colonialism has done a lot of good in the world.
At the cost of millions of lives and centuries of oppression.
Well, that's in the past.
Actually, it's still affecting everything and everyone to this day. The only good that colonialism ever brings is to the conquerors.
See?
And she's an ancient fairy who's actually seen some of it.
You're biased, alright, both of you. If you look at it objectively,
then you would still see that colonialism only ever helps the conquerors, no matter who's doing it. But Europeans turned it into an art form.
Here we go again, trying to make white people feel bad for the color of our skin.
I'm a fairy. This is not my true skin tone. It's more of a lavender hue when I drop the glamour, but that's beside the point.
You said that colonialism is bad no matter who's doing it, right? Well, other people have colonized others. Like Africa was practicing slavery way before the Europeans showed up.
Yes, they did, but their acts of depravity do not excuse your ancestors. And as I said earlier, the Europeans have turned it into a greater art form as they were able to amass more military and technological power and thus cause far more destruction than previously seen on a global scale that is still going on today.
Okay, name one time that white people screwed up the world more than anybody else. And don't say slavery or segregation or the Spanish Inquisition or gang violence or police brutality or Afghanistan or Vietnam or Korea or the Opium Wars or Chinese migrants or anything to do with Africa or the Native Americans. I do believe you just made my point. If I curse her with silence, will that completely muck up your project?
What?
No, only one of us has to speak. Great! You're silenced for 7 years, or until you learn to listen to the voices of the historically marginalized and oppressed. Good luck on your report.
Thank you. Hi, welcome to CaFae Latte.
Be silent, godless demon.
What? This did not work the last time one of you tried this. Shall I give you a set of horns too?
The light of God protects me from your pagan magic, and I am not alone. I have a petition here signed by over 100 people from my church and neighborhood. We all want you and your godless cafe out of our neighborhood.
Another petition? Seriously? That anti-trans legislation one was... what, just last month?
Yeah, it was. What the fuck?
If you're so insulted by the Fae, I would love to see your reaction to the vampire bar. It's just down the street.
Oh, I'm delivering a petition to them as well. And the werewolf hair salon, the goblin jewelers, and a few other places.
The jewelers? Did my idiot brother play another prank on the locals?
I don't think so. Ryan said that they had made an effort to keep their pranks contained to themselves. Apparently, bothering other people outside the business drops their profits. It's not a good look. The people have spoken. You need to leave.
Petitions have no legal sway. They're just a way for the masses to share their opinions with authority figures. They also have no economic sway, and since this cafe's profits have increased in the last few months, I don't think they're going anywhere.
They're funded by witches.
I know. Most of them are very nice.
Nicole, babe, you're also a witch.
I don't think I've done enough spells to count. And I'm not an official member of Mike's coven yet. I'm still an apprentice.
See? This is why we want you gone. You're negatively influencing our community and getting them to practice literal witchcraft.
Witches have been practicing magic longer than fairies have been interacting with humanity. It's one of the oldest crafts of your planet. Yeah, see, that's true. Anytime my ancestors tried to mess around with yours, the human witches would roadblock them with wards or draw them away with magical bait. They were an excellent enemy.
You seem weirdly proud of that.
It's a goblin thing. Yeah, well, one of the best ways to judge a person or culture's character is by the enemies or allies they make. And one of the best ways to judge their strength is by the enemies they defeat, or how long it takes those enemies to defeat them. And the human witches kept us on our toes for centuries before we all decided to make nice. I mean, whew, they might not be as powerful as fairy sorcerers, I don't think anyone is, but man, you guys were certainly very creative.
Huh. Well, in that case, I am an ally of God and Jesus, and I have made immoral sorcerers and evil creatures my enemy.
No, you've made a bunch of small business owners your enemy, including one who gives excellent blessings for dirt cheap and curses people who annoy her. That does not make you righteous, that makes you brainless. I swear, the sun just roasts your surface dwellers' brains.
Any true Christian would make the exact same stand.
Oh, honey, no. Any true Christian would make friends, and they wouldn't judge someone for the use of magic any more than we judge them for the use of their smartphones, which would probably be considered magic back when the Bible was actually written.
It's not Christ's way.
Not Christ taught us to help the poor and needy, to treat others as we wish to be treated, and to overall leave the world a better place than how we found it. And that's what these nice fairies have been doing. Now you said your piece, you made an ass of yourself, so unless you're ordering a coffee, it's time for you to leave.
No, I will not be silenced.
Yes, you will. Now, I could make this curse of silence last a good long while, maybe teach you a lesson, but that would just make you a martyr in the eyes of yourself and your little circus. So, your silence will last as long as you're in my domain. It'll end once you step foot outside. You can go whine at someone else. Who had the iced banshee blueberry with a shot of strawberry? Right here, ma'am. College student. Gotta be. No way.
He never brings in any textbooks. I think he's some kind of businessman. One of those rich ones who runs his own business so he can come in whenever. No way! He comes in way too sporadically for that. Maybe retired? In this economy? Oof, point. What in the world are you two doing? People watching. Making uneducated guesses about our guests, more like. That's one of the best perks of working in food service. Excuse me, I need a siren song tea. I'm sorry, ma'am, we are out of that item. What are you talking about? You're a fairy, just magic it up. Magic does not work like that, and my sorcery does not extend to supply chain issues. We have a variety of substitutes. I don't want a substitute, I want my siren song tea! Bet you a nickel she's gonna get a silence curse. That is a sucker's bet. You're not getting it today, and if you have no interest in any of the other options, then I'll have to ask you to leave while you still can. No, I'm not leaving until I get my siren song. You haven't even checked the back! Because I have not received siren song essence for 2 weeks, and we ran out of it 12 days ago. We are out. You are not! Give me my tea! Ugh, silence! To save everyone else the headache you just gave me with your shrill, childish voice, you will remain silent for the next year. We should have Siren Song back in another week or 2. Hopefully my hearing will return by then. You okay there, big guy? I love my pointy fairy ears, but every now and then... Ow. Excuse me, ma'am. Hi. I'm an ASL instructor. This is my card. If you want to use sign language to communicate until you get your voice back, we have lessons every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Business has been great since you guys got here. Keep it up. I can't tell if I'm insulted by the loophole or impressed by the ingenuity. Hi, I'm from DoorDash. I'm here to pick up an order. It shouldn't be too long. We just need to finish making that last drink. Cool. Cool. So you're a fairy princess, right? I think I've heard something about you giving curses and blessings. Yes. As a matter of fact, I very recently cursed a lying DoorDasher to speak only the truths after he lied about us failing to fill the order that he failed to fully deliver. Yeah, I heard about that. That was great. What about the customers who do get the order, but say that they don't because they want a free meal? Because I've had that happen to me. There really is no angle of the system that is genuinely beneficial and honorable, is there? Not really, no. And what sucks is that unless we can prove that we did, in fact, deliver the entire order, we get screwed over and we can lose our jobs. And look, this is not a career or anything, but I do need the money or I wouldn't have this side gig. I could do a good luck charm on you for a price. Broke. The witch covens also sell such trinkets. They're cheaper and thus not as effective, but if you put it on your car when you do these jobs, it should work. Alternatively, I could put another enchantment on this cafe, a protective spell of sorts on both the items we sell and their messengers. It would only extend to my goods, of course. Hey, that's really all you're responsible for, and that would really help. Hey, this is a card for the coven that I've been working with. I'm still a junior, but I know that they still have a bunch of spells and whatnot that should help you out, and they're really nice. Oh, sweet, thanks. I see Cyrus has just finished your drink. I'm going to do the enchantment. Excellent work bringing this problem to my attention. Cyrus, if you could make me one of those atrocious Eldritch Blood Red Bull and coffee concoctions, I'm going to need it to do this and get through the dinner rush. A priest walks into a fairy cafe. Not another one of your poor jokes, Cyrus. Bob? Awkward. Could I please have a large mocha with, I believe it's Dragonfire? That's supposed to help curb depression? It works better with an actual antidepressant, but yes, $6. Alright, I'm used to the caller getting me some odd looks, but this is new. We had a hardcore Bible-thumper show up last week demanding that we move our godless establishment out of their neighborhood. Shoved a crucifix in the boss's face and everything. I am
So sorry. Those types of so-called Christians give the rest of us a bad name. God, give me patience with them.
Isn't it God give me strength?
Kiddo, if God gave me strength, they would be dead.
Man, if you'd been the priest at my church, I would have stuck with Christianity a little while longer.
Morning, guys.
Uh-oh.
What, no pointy hat? Not even a broomstick?
Oh, hardy har har, you make that joke every time. Oh, you know, I can't resist, you little rapscallion.
How's the wife and kid?
Oh, they're good.
Oh, the meatball recipe that you gave me? Phenomenal. My coven had a potluck last week. It was the star of the show.
Now there's something you don't see every day.
I am so confused. Oh, Paul's the priest at the church where I grew up, has been for, 30 years now? Yeah. I don't consider myself a Christian anymore, not since joining the coven. It just didn't really work out for me, but we still pop in for the Easter and Christmas services, and we volunteer at their food shelf. That's right, and Mike's witched group does a lot of outdoor cleaning and pickups in the local parks and streets, and my congregation, we're always happy to help with that. Speaking of, are we still doing the annual spring cleaning this year? Absolutely. I'm posting it online today, and I'll print some flyers for your old man sensibilities. Thank you. There's only so much screen time these old eyes can take. Oh, my mocha. Yay.
Man, why can't every day be this wholesome?
That was a really bad movie.
Oh my god, right? And not even in the fun way.
Sorry. No. That is not your fault. The previews made it look really good, or at least somewhat redeemable. And the actors are good. There's like 8 Oscars between them. Terrible script, though.
Oh, the worst.
What makes a bad movie fun?
Well,
I mean, there are a bunch of different types of good, bad movies, and they all depend on the person watching them, art is subjective and all that jazz. But my favorite bad movies are the ones that don't take themselves too seriously. Like, they know that they're bad, and that they don't make any sense. And usually my favorites are the ones that are super cheesy. But everyone's having fun. Like, it's like a Michael Bay film, only without the underlying sexism. Oh, I was thinking ones with campy special effects, and the obvious plot holes that everyone but the characters realize, usually from the 70s or 80s. Those can be pretty good bad movies, too. Never pegged you for the vintage type. I have a whole collection of them, mostly DVDs, some VCRs.
You still have VCRs?
That is commitment. That might be my new favorite fact about you. There's a whole bookshelf full of them at my house if you want to see them. Yeah, I would like to see that.
Morning, JC.
Good morning! I've got the usual fudge and brigadeiros. I did not have time to make the chocolate-dipped sugar cookies, unfortunately, but I did have plenty of regular cookies here. What? Are we that disappointed in the desserts?
No, not at all. We are simply intrigued by your choice of clothing.
Oh. Oops.
Had a fun night at Nicole's, I see. Please do not share any details.
Yeah. Hey, Nicole. I grabbed the wrong jacket. It's very comfortable.
Disagree. You grabbed the perfect jacket. Well, it's important to change up the wardrobe every now and then.
Oh my god, Nicole. He gets it from Bob.